It is your main man with the plan. Dark skinned, not offended, clean shaven, no misbehaving. Woo. Darth Vader's only son and Count Chocula's favorite nephew. He is I and I is him. It's your main man, Accounting Tom. Woo! Midweek. It's Wednesday already. Hell, I remember when it was just Sunday night. God. Oops, my bad. Hell, I remember it was Sunday night. Oh my God. The time in the week has blown by fast. And that's all right. Off today. Yes, off today. And I'm doing a lunch rush tomorrow. So that be for a few hours. Hold on. There we go. My bad. So I'm only gonna run the dinner rush tomorrow. So I I should be home by 8 o'clock tomorrow, allegedly. It's all alleged at this point. But yep, we're up. We're at 'em. We got some sleep last night. Thank you for checking in. Hit your boy with the like once you get in. I appreciate that. So this ride along is brought to you by the 2014 Nissan Maxima Studios. That's what I'm taking to work today since I'm off. It's a kind of cold out here, but it's all right. I left my jacket at work and I'm on my way to the office and I'm gonna go put that bitch on. And I'm going to get me some hot chocolate to keep these bones warm. So let's get up out of here. Let's ride along. Roll with your boy. Let's get to it. It feels good having these new brakes, these new rotors and pads I got put on. My car's riding nice. Oh my God, look at all this pollen shit all on my windshield. Oh, that is horrible. But that's all right though. It's time to get out here and get after it. Woo. Now, I know the Feds had a meeting yesterday, or is it today? The Fed's supposed to have a meeting about the interest rates. I don't know if they lowered them or not yet. Because, of course, when you work a three-headed monster schedule, and shout out to my man Vinny Cuz, he was talking about it yesterday. Here in Florida, yes, you do. You will need more than one stream of income to make a living because everything is not a sure thing. I mean, hell, I did pizza delivery from Pizza Hut and even I got laid off. Well, not even laid off. My job as a driver got eliminated. So you really can't trust nothing. The things you can trust where you know you will be working and have work, well, one, it used to be the toll road, but technology basically took all those positions and only a few places still got toll operators. Well, I know they do in some spots in South Florida, but a lot of everything else, it's all take a picture and we Gucci. But that's the nature of the business. Technology came up, AI had nothing to do with that. That was just people kept being lazy, people kept calling off. They could never find workers who want to work. And then they just got rid of toll operators, especially up here, because I was doing that when I first moved to Tampa. About 2005 to like 2007, yeah, I was doing toll operating. I was sitting in the toll booth. Yes, you had to get there at the crack of dawn. You worked the early shift, you had to be there 5:30 a.m. Here's the kicker. You could have worked all the overtime you wanted. Why? Traffic never stops. It never will stop. Even on a late day, traffic don't stop. Somebody got to come down that damn freeway at some point. So you could have worked all the overtime you wanted. They'd have paid you everything else. But back then, like most jobs, you didn't get the good pay unless you stayed long. So therefore, if I'm sitting in the toll booth back then, 2005, and being down here in Florida, the way they was paying, I think it was $7.85 an hour just to make money in the toll booth. So if I did a job and I was working at VoiceStream was still around. Well, no, it turned to T-Mobile. VoiceStream became T-Mobile by then. But if I worked in their store and sold phones, I could have made more than almost $25 an hour. Because you made more money in commission by how many phones you sold in a month. So if I was working at T-Mobile and I'm getting 10 and I sold let's say I sold 30 phones in a month, that changed my hourly rate plus the commission and everything else. And even if you sold accessories, you got money for selling accessories. Yeah, I'm trying to get out of this bullshit. Yeah, let me keep getting over. So when you did stuff like that, good morning, good morning. Thank you for the likes. Your boy appreciate that as always. So back then, when the jobs wouldn't pay you enough, yeah, you always searched and looked. Today, it ain't like that. Most of the time, if you do find a job, you already know by the state stature, they're going to pay you 14. They'll pay you 15 September 30th. So once the minimum wage goes up to 15, then now they'll start you off at 15. And if you work there a year, they give you a 35-cent raise. Now you get 15.35. Because see, that's how they used to do beforehand. Now, I think I looked it up. I think it's like 34 states got minimum wage requirement laws. And then the rest of the states, they can still start you off at, I think it's the minimum wage is still $7.75, something like that. Hello. Thank you for checking in. I'm saying hi to everybody. It's just traffic is looking like a total clusterfuck right now. As you all know, the government is shut down. That means if you down here in Florida for spring break, count on being here 2 more days after your trip. Because if your flight leaving at 7 in the evening, you need to be at the airport at 7 in the morning. It's already a clusterfuck because now it ain't people calling out. Now you got people quitting. And you can't do a hiring process until the government reopens. So now it's worse than it was right before or right after Christmas. Because the government was shut down at Christmas. It was shut down for Thanksgiving. And yes, again, it's shut down again. Now it's not so more of it's gradually getting worse. No, it started immediately getting worse. It didn't happen until they go the 3rd week without getting paid, or the 4th or the 5th week. Hell no, they started already on the 1st week, and it got worse the 2nd week, and it's worse now. I was watching the news this morning. They already said if you got a flight, you need to be at your flight the minimum 5 hours before your flight, even if it's domestic. And if it's an international flight, you're going to have to be at the airport 8 hours before your flight. Because it's not that the airline won't take you. You still got to get through security. And all you need is one dumb motherfucker get through security and probably have something and some shit pop off at the airport. It's going to be ass to get out of here. So if you think you leave in Florida or wherever you went to Houston, you might as well chalk it up and say you're going to be there 3 days longer than what you were. Because guess what? Now, people will be like, all right, if you ain't paying, guess what you doing? You doing gig work. Gig work wasn't around in 2005 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. Gig work didn't start becoming a thing until what? 2012 or 13 or maybe 14. Like you gonna catch it. And it's bad. But the whole point is, where these people are quitting, if you ain't got another job lined up or don't already have another job, you're wasting your time. You're gonna screw your family out of getting food. You're gonna screw up your bills and everything else. Now, for me, my job laid me off in October. I didn't find nothing until what? 3 weeks ago? March? The beginning of March is when I found the job. So this is what? My 3rd week. And I'm telling you, if I didn't have my other 2 jobs, I would have been drowning in debt. Drowning. Because you're going to have to keep that up. And you're going to have to get into investing. You're going to have to take a risk. You're going to have to put 400 or 500 on some stocks or on some cryptocurrency and hope that shit blow up. You're not going to be able to just work your way out. I used to do that all prior until gig work kicked in. And if you didn't get into gig work and when it first came out, when they were really throwing money at you, you missed that too. If you ain't get on crypto and you thought it was a scam, now you done missed that too. It ain't too many chances that's going to come around that may give you some financial security because, of course, with everything else, there's no trust in it. So if you ain't got no trust in it, all you know is getting up and punching the clock. Yes. And you're going to have to work 13, 14, 15-hour days. Oh, I'm off today. So I will put some stats together for you. Because I'm telling you, on a normal day, if I get to work at 8 and get out at 4:30, get to work by 5:30, 5:15, if I'm lucky, or if I don't feel like going straight to work, I'll stop at home first. I mean, it is what it is. That's going to be 14, 15 hours. So I do 8 hours at the job and do another 5 at my part-time gig. This motherfucker would want to get up all these goddamn barrels. Go crazy ass. So yeah, you doing 13-hour days off rip. And that's going to be normal. A short day for you is doing 8. Now, let's say today I get off, I go home, I present my spreadsheet, and I show y'all my debts, and this is how much I make, and the household expenses. If I was so pressed for money, I wouldn't even done it. I just would have just been like, you know what? I'm at this airport. I know people flights getting canceled left and right because the Uber app is still buzzing and still saying there's high opportunities at the airport. Why? Because people are coming here and they can't get out. What makes you think you're going to leave? And when you get to the airport, you see 13 planes lined up on the tarmac waiting to get off. Because there's no air traffic controllers to guide these motherfuckers out. You're going to be stuck here. If you sit on the plane on the tarmac for 3 hours and they take you back to the terminal and cancel the flight, guess who ain't going home? You. Now, if you went there came here on 1 week's pay, guess what? You don't even have no hotel money. So guess where you're gonna be sleeping at? The airport. You're gonna sleep at the airport and hope for tomorrow you can leave. So basically, you're gonna get another form of homelessness. You're gonna know what it feels like. You're gonna be in the airport hoping you could leave. You're gonna be living out your suitcase. You'll be brushing your teeth, washing your face in the sink at the airport bathroom, and maybe even shaving. And you're gonna be ass out until you get on that bird to get home. Now, once you get home, yeah, you're gonna have to wait for your bags, which that's not ran by the government, that's ran by a company. So you'll get your bags and shit, and you can get out. You'll get an Uber if you have enough money to get an Uber. One of my guys will come pick you up. All my brothers who still do Uber, they'll pick you up and take you home. And the first thing in your mind, you're gonna be thinking like, this was some bullshit. Well, everything comes with bullshit. Everything. You know, I do accounting. What's bullshit that I got to use my brain constantly. I can't do my job if I'm sleepy. I can't do my job if I got a headache because I need my brain to do the job. That's bullshit when I got to do the job and I got a headache. I got a sinus infection. I ain't get that much sleep. You know, I got kids. The kids are home for spring break. They want to jump around and shit like it's romper room. Oh, ain't no school. I ain't going to bed at 8 like I normally do. I'm going to bed at 10 or 11. I can't fall asleep and let them run around the house. They'll tear shit up. So you got people that's in the county that will go to work and they're mentally drained. That's bullshit when you got to do work like that. That's fucked up. Because now you got to dig deep and find something that's going to keep your eyes open and be sharp and not make mistakes. Because in this job, you make a mistake, it costs the company millions. It'll cost the company a couple of $100,000. You fuck up and put a decimal point on somebody's check that's supposed to get paid, and you pay them, and instead of paying them $146, you fuck around and pay them 14. They criticize you for short paying, and then they hitting your ass with a late fee, and they taking away a discount that's supposed to save the company money. Now you done fucked up the whole table. But that's been put on you. This is why when I get off of work, I take my ass to bed. Because it's not worth it. Because it's bullshit that you got to sit up here and pay attention to all these details. And all you want to do is try to catch some March Madness highlights, see what happened on Sports Center, look at the USA, lose to Venezuela, the World Baseball Classic, all that kind of shit. You put in all that work to beat the Dominican Republic, but you bent over backwards and got fucked on with Venezuela. Well, they was like, all right, you got our oil, we taking this baseball class. To me, that's a fair trade. Because I'm going to make billions and trillions off your oil, especially when India builds that oil refinery in Brownsville, Texas, because they got the technology to refine that thick ass oil over in Venezuela that's worth billions of dollars. Yeah. You can have the World Baseball Classic. We took out your leader. We got him here in U.S. custody. Now you could be a part of the Americas. Because that's why it's called South America. It shouldn't be a dictator in South America. But yet, we have one that's gone. You played us for the World Baseball Classic. You put your foot up our ass. You get the gold medals. Fuck it. It's a fair trade. Because I'm going to win out overall. Yeah, let me slow my ass down. I'm pushing 80. And I'm on time. And I'm telling you, the same thing happens more and more and more. There's always going to be a cause and effect, an action to a reaction. Nothing you can do that stops it. I got some sleep is the cause, the effect. I'm going to do good on work today. I'm going to see all these little details and get the job done right the first time today. The effect of that cause to my reaction, I get paid. I may get the privilege of working overtime again. I'm gonna see if I can work overtime today. you know, I mean, it's always a good thing because if I'm getting shit done and we getting everything settled, everything getting processed, shit going out on time, and we want to push more stuff out so we don't have no March invoices falling over to April, which we call as accruing, because you don't want no bills in March bleeding over into April. No, you don't want that. That means we're paying late fees. That means the company is losing money. So, of course, if I'm doing my job and I'm doing a good job, and the boss is like, hey, if you can stay longer today, I would appreciate it. And let's get these invoice houses. Bet I ain't got to work today. I'm at work now. I ain't got to rush to get home. Bet let's make this extra money. Because the cause of that means next week's check is going to be more than this week's check. That means more money I can use the budget to knock shit off. It's the best thing ever. But you got to play the game. You got to put some skin in it. Like the old saying goes, you got to spend money to make money. I made the money to spend on my breaks that I had for like probably the whole time since I've been laid off. Really ain't had the money to put it on, but now I could put them on. And when I got the chance, I put them on. Now they on. Now when I go in reverse, I don't hear my brakes squeaking. I never heard them squeaking when I'm driving forward, but I hear them squeaking backing up. That's how I know they needed to be changed. Now I got crispy new pads and rotors, the rotors that I want drilled and slotted as always. And all my cars will have drilled and slotted rotors with new brake pads. Because the cause of that is my rotors won't grind down over time. Because I'm going to change my brake pads, whether if I do it myself or I pay someone to do them, or I go to a friend's house or a friend of a friend who got nothing but tools. They got lifts, all this other shit. Yeah, I go over his house and put them on. And we all laugh, talk shit, talk about women, talk about all the other shit that's going on in life. And we put on brake pads. And next thing you know, I'm done in an hour. And I did it for free. Saved me money, but I had to spend the time. Those are gonna be rarities. But if I get them, I'm gonna take them. If I can put on my brakes for free, go to a friend house who got one of those portable lifts, and I can lift the back end and do the back brakes first, jack it down and do the front brakes together second simultaneously. He work on one side, I work on the other. Yeah, we'll be done. Oh, excuse me. We'll be done in an hour. And I'll be like, all right, well, let me pay you. And he'd be like, no, man, you ain't got to do all that. All right, well, let me buy you lunch or buy you something to eat and shit like that. Get you a drink. Well, hell yeah, go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So if I pay for a sandwich and a drink to oppose of paying hundreds of dollars to put on my brakes and shit, man, that's a win. What is you talking about? That's the best thing because that's the next step. A lot of shit going to have to be done by you. You're going to have to learn how to pick and choose these financial battles. It's just like having a woman and living with your wife and shit. Some arguments ain't worth having, and some arguments you're gonna have to die on that sword. You're gonna have to die on the hill and let them know, like, no, I'm not fucking with that. The little pissant arguments, yeah, babe, you're right, you got it. Just let that shit go. But when it's the financial shit, you're gonna have to look. Do I spend 2 hours to put them on myself and I only got one jack and I could do one wheel at a time? Or I go to a friend's house who got time, who got a jack that can lift up the whole back end, and I could do both wheels at the same time. Or I pay somebody a couple of hundred and they do it for me and I get my car back in an hour. Or I give it today and I pick it up tomorrow and let them hundreds of dollars go out of my pocket, knowing I know what I could do with those hundreds of dollars. I mean, as always, you're going to make those decisions. And trust me, when you grown and you don't uh uh T.I. little brother and big boy said this grown man shit, when you start making them grown man shit decisions and this man's game out here, you gonna make those decisions. And that's what you're gonna be put against. Do I sit out in this hot ass heat? I got the next 2 days off and I gotta put brakes on my car. And this the only time I'm gonna get that time off to do it. So I sit out there where it's 90 degrees outside, or 99, or 97. The humidity is at 105%. So therefore, it feels like 103. I'm sweating like I'm doing a workout or I'm doing hot yoga. All I'm doing is changing brakes. You know, I mean, it gets like that. But you're going to have to make those decisions. And if those decisions is, all right, I'm going to do this shit myself, one wheel at a time. I'm going to be out here for 2 hours and I'm going to sweat like a pig, but my shit'll get done for free. Yes. 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 The price that I paid for my brakes, yes. It was about $160 for the whole set. Rotors and pads came together. I got them off eBay, brand new, of course. But if I ain't got the tools and shit to do the shit myself, yeah, I'm gonna have to pay somebody to do it. And look at that money, as I say, go in one hand, pass over to the other, and pass it out. That's the most demoralized feeling when something you be like, you know what? I'm gonna invest in one of these little lifts that they show that I can lift my car up off of all four wheels and put them on myself. At least I could do the back end at one time. At least that's, 30 minutes. Put the wheels, put the rotors, the pads on and everything else and make it do what it do and then do the front. So there's going to be times that you're going to make these tough decisions and they all going to come with the cause and effect. They always going to come with the action or reaction. There's nothing that's going to be given. You're going to have to take it. You can't wait till somebody give you financial freedom. You're going to have to take financial freedom. You're going to have to go after your own debts and you're going to have to knock them bitches out to be able to have the peace of mind that you deserve. Exactly, Vinny, let's fucking go. Because if you don't, you'll be still in that same little rat race circle, just getting by, paying your bills the last day of the month. You already got the little late fee that's going to go on next month bill, but you just getting by just like this. Fuck getting by. I want to get over. All the way over. I want to be over the poverty line and be so far away from it, I don't want to see it again. Oh shit, we got fish hawks out here. But hey, you gonna have to get it done. Gotta have a plan, Toucan Sam. You know, let your beat show you where the money is at and you go after it. Don't wait for no one. Don't tell someone that's going to tell you, oh man, you don't want to do all that and all this other shit. No, they want you to keep their ass company. Fuck that. Those are the ones you'll know you can't take them where you going. That's why I said you get around a crew of like-minded individuals and you will be straight. So I'm already at the office. I got a few more minutes and then I got a dip and we gonna make it this shit work. So today, supposed to be payday for me for this job today. And if I do get paid, right, crabs in the barrel. That's my man Vinny Cuz. He already told you yesterday. You're gonna have to work 3. I do 3, and then still will do Uber and Lyft if I get a chance. Still will do it. Because it's already in me. Working multiple jobs, I've been doing that since times got better. I was doing that when you used to be able to quit a job and go across the street and work for someone else the same day. It used to be like that. It ain't like that no more. You see these chicks on here thinking they too good to work. They sitting up there, oh, I quit my job without a backup plan. Now your dumb ass can't find work. But you see this little place that they in and it's all decked out. And I'm like, yeah, you're not doing that all by yourself. I hate to say it. I hate to call it how I see it, but I call it how I see it. You ain't paying for that by yourself, baby girl. Don't even fuck with yourself like that. But since you want to put it out there, I should be able to critique your dumb ass. Who quits a job without having a plan? Hell, I got laid off. I was planning as I was taking their shit back. When I got laid off, I put we got a duck flew behind my car. Hey, ducky. Got a duck over here dropping in trying to get some gems. But yeah, I should pick them up and take them in the office. They'd be like, Thomas, what are you doing? No, I ain't gonna do no shit like that. But no, I was making a plan. I was like, all right, I'm calling all my temp agencies, the guys that I know. The job that I got now, I'm gonna have to work more days. The other job that I'm hardly working days, I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna work more. I had to make it work. Then it was like, all right, if I'm gonna go out here and Uber, how long am I doing this shit? Mm-hmm. We ain't taking nothing less than 20. So I do 5 rides, I get 100, I'm done. Plain and simple. 5 rides, I get $100, I'm done. And if I do that for 30 days, that's $3,000. Well, here's another thing. I don't let my gas go past full. So I fill up, I put my shit over full, and when my shit get under full, I throw that back in there. Therefore, for me, I know in my head that's already 20. So if I'm only taking 5 rides a day, I'm barely spending 20 in gas. And if I spend the 20 and come home with 80, so I got 160 in 2 days and shit like that. Or I get one good ride that's paying 60 once, and I need to do 2 more rides that's 20. I got my 100, I'm gone. No, I'm not going to spend 10, 12 hours doing this. Fuck no. No. No, 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 no. An hour and a half, or I get my goal and I'm gone. We're done for the day. The office is closed. Well, I'm here. I made it. Vinny Cuz, thank you for checking in, my brother. Bert, thank you for checking in. Marsden, thank you for checking in. Jason, thank you for checking in. MX18, thank you for checking in. Chainsaw Man, thank you for checking in. Javier, thank you for checking in. I appreciate you guys for checking in with your boy on the ride along. More than likely I'll do one going home, especially if I do overtime, because I'm going to be sitting on this bridge waiting forever to do this shit. So I'm unlocking the door, cutting the car off. I got my cup here. I'm going to go put some ice in it, get my drink my water, on my lunch, probably take a walk around the building, shit like that. And then if the boss need me to stay over an hour, watch I stay. I'm going to get that money for sure. But as always, this is hump day. It's middle of the week already. Time goes by like that when you ain't paying attention. But when you busy grinding, guess what happened? Oh shit, the weekend coming. I'm about to get some more money. Let's do it. Y'all have a great day out there. Be safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings. And as Bootalacious would say, get your money and bounce. Off the Clock is on tonight. Vinny told you yesterday. I will be on there today. The whole crew will be there. See y'all tonight. Off the Clock. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell your mama, do not bother me between 9 and 11. Because you got gems to collect. And I'll be there or be square. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll see y'all later on the ride along going home. All right, guys. Peace.